Hey guys, it's Obroseph, and today is how to play the main piano chords. Now before we get into that, we have to first label the keys on the piano. So to start that, I'm just going to start in the middle of the piano, right here. And we're going to label all of these keys to make sure you know how to play a chord, because without them, you will have no idea and you guys will just be pondering, what is a C chord? What does that mean? Well, I'll tell you in a little bit. But here we go. This is a C key right here. This is a D, an E, an F, a G, and you might suspect that it may go to H, but it actually doesn't. It skips to A, and you'll see in a little bit, that's an A, that's a B, and that's a C. So you see the correlation. If I did H, then how am I going to get back to C? That's why they choose this as an A instead of an H, because then you'd be like H-I-J, but a J isn't a C. That wouldn't make any sense. So that's why they skip to A right there. Alright, now on to the piano chord part. So when someone says, hey, I would like you to play a C chord, you know that this is the C key right here. So how do I play a C chord? That's a C key, but what's a C chord? Well, to play a chord, you have to skip one note. So you'd skip that and make that. And then you skip another and hit that. So in all, it equals that. And that is very confusing because no one has actually figured out why. There's no mathematical equation. You just gotta do it. And if you don't do it, then you're not playing a chord. So just skip it, and let's just assume that's how you play a chord. You play one, you skip the other. That makes a chord. So now we're going to move on to the next chord. That was a C chord, by the way. Now we're going on to the D chord. That is a very main chord you'll need to know in the future. And you realize that I actually skipped 1, 2, instead of 1. Now, why would I do that? Well, if I skipped only 1, this is what it would sound like. That is what they call a minor key. A minor chord is something that sounds exactly, in this way, depressing. As in, this sounds happy, like, la, la, la. If I move it to, let's say, a minor, la, 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 it's gonna sound really depressing. And that's not what we want for the D chord. We're not going to make it a D minor. We're going to make it a D major. And that's going to make it sound really cool, and you'll see why. The next chord is actually going to be a minor. That is the E minor chord. And so we put our thumb on E, then we skip one, and then we skip another. So that makes the E minor. If you want to play an E chord, just move your middle to up one on the black key, and that would make the E major chord. So far we've got the C, the D, and the E minor. The next chord you're going to need to know is an F. Not an F minor, an F. So make it sound happy. That means that is an F chord. And that will correlate, well, actually, with C at one point. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one, which is a G. So, remember, I moved my finger or my thumb to the G key, and then I skipped, and then I skipped. And then that would equal a G chord. The next chord is actually going to be a minor, so make it sound depressing. Don't make it sound like this. Make it sound depressing. That is the A minor. A lot of people use that. The next one can kind of go both ways. You can use the major or the minor, and it would still be a main chord. And that is the B. Now, this is the confusing one for the minor. The minor, you know how on this chord, if I wanted to make it a major, I could just bump it up with my middle finger? Or, you know, if I moved my last one, it would sound like that, which would be a C chord. But anyway, if we wanted to do this, why in the world did I skip 2 up here? Why didn't I skip 2 down here and make it sound like this? Well, that's the major. That's the weird part. I made it sound depressing. If I did this, that wouldn't sound depressing. Although, you know, that kind of sounds depressing. But that is the B minor, and this is the B major. It's a very weird chord. But you're going to be using both of them probably equally. I would say, no, if it was my opinion, probably a B minor would be the most commonly used. And that brings us back to C. And C, of course, was down here. And so now we're officially done with C. Those are the main piano chords. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And hopefully you comment, or no, see here. Comment, subscribe, like, dislike if you're one of those people, and share. Those are the 5 options. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video like I said earlier. And, you know, have a good day. And, well, it's time to go. Okay, one sec.